you've prepared for something that's already happened.
Everything unfolds as it's meant to.
Exactly. Good, beautiful.
I've been having all kinds of interesting revelations lately that way, just waiting for the right moment. Right place at the right time, and voila.
Yeah. That's one of the pieces that I love about being in a mystical life, like living a mystical life. Every single thing has the potential to catch your curiosity, for you to engage in it, and for it to take you somewhere magical. And yet most of us walk through life like this.
Yep. In denial of the miraculous.
In denial of the miraculous. Yeah, beautiful.
Good
morning,
Hi,
everyone.
Stephanie. Rise and shine, darling. Hi, Erin. Hi, Lori.
Good morning, everyone.
It is so good to see you, by the way.
It's great to see you as well.
How have you been?
Awesome. My statement is mostly awesome most of the time, but really good. And everything's just come together this week. It's been a really peaceful, slow moving, really lovey week. So I'm really excited about that.
Oh, that's good.
Everyone.
I feel that there's all kinds of excitement that happens just towards the end of the year, as things are ramping up. And this year is no different.
Yeah.
All kinds of exciting revelations have been occurring,
of course,
over the last few weeks.
And I've shared with you this, which feels like hundreds of times now, but we all operate under multiple cosmic calendars. We operate under Mother Earth, the seasons that she moves through, we move through. But we also operate under the cosmic seasons of intelligence. So cosmic intelligence moves through each month, blessing us with very specific earth lessons. This month, October, is financial. And so it's the human being experience of a currency of exchange. Everything Mother Earth and cosmic intelligence are conspiring in this time period is to let us know where we're out of alignment with that concept of, but we also each have our own cosmic calendar, a season that we move through. I am super fortunate because I was born in March. I can more or less follow Mother Earth seasons, so I don't have to think about them. But for us as a collective with our feet on her energy, we're in fall, and this is about letting go of what hasn't served you. But in order to actually let go of what hasn't served you, you have to acknowledge it. So what happened over the last 12 months that just hasn't been valuable to me, and can I perceive that it is of material value and just release it? And in being able to do that release, we find so much freedom of something we don't need to name. We're not going to, pluck it out of our soul and be like, oh, that's what this is. Yeah, I don't need that. It's not like cleaning out our closet where there's a material, visceral experience of, oh yeah, I haven't worn that in 3 years. It's a conscious awareness of yourself that there is something that I don't need to be wearing anymore, and I'm going to take it off.
I like that. In fact, I do that once a year, actually, to go through my closet. If I haven't worn it in a year, I put it into a place where if I leave it for another 6 months, and then I decide to get rid of it. Because if I haven't gone looking for it in that time, then obviously it's not important. And so it's something that you might find its importance somewhere else.
Right. That's right. And
so clearing out those closets is also really good for portals too, just for the record. A lot of people don't realize that you out of sight, out of mind does not mean that it's going to be, not causing problems when you put it away. Because if you have a cluttered closet, generally all of that energy is kind of mingling, and it will open portals, energy portals in that space. Yeah. This is why it's so important to smudge your closets and your cupboards and your cabinets.
Yeah. There's a physical evidence of that, just open the closet and swipe your hand through the corner and find those dust bunnies. How did they get there? How did they become this ball of material? If that happens, then why isn't it possible that the exact same thing is happening with energy?
And also like moths. Where did those even come from? They just magically appear.
Yeah,
There's lots of
yeah,
things that it makes you wonder, like where are these things are popping up in the home. So definitely in a time to also clearing out under the bed is a big one too.
yes.
Because your energy, you're above that space all the time. And all kinds of things. Find all kinds of portals under the bed, which is why the children think monsters are under the bed or in the closet, because
Yeah.
that's where portals form.
There's a technique. I'm not going to say it's mystical or metaphysical because I don't even remember where I learned it, but I have enough evidence that it's true. Underneath all of our beds are those little mirrors from the dollar store. Like they're about this size and they're a mirror with the Reiki symbol Shoku-rei, which is the symbol for balance, and they're upside down. And so energy from below is unable to come up into that space, into that room. And when it does, it hits the energy of balance, which my intention, so when I program that Reiki kanji, my intention is that that energy in its highest form is transported into the astral plane where all conflict is corrected. And so it's not able to linger in the space. And so I have those all over my house, upside down on the floor. And this is really important if, like, if you're in a tenant situation and it's not your own energy, your familial energy, you want to make sure that that's protected from below because that energy rises.
I do the mirrors on windows too, because if some any looky-loos that may be trying to come in and see, it actually blocks them from looking in.
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
nice. Never thought about the bed though. That's a brilliant idea.
Because
Thank
we
you.
spend so much time in our bed. I was just talking to you guys about the cosmic calendar and saying October is finances, but November is quality of life. And our quality of life, ironically, is reflected by our secret spaces. And so think of our secret spaces as our closets, our bedside, our vehicle, our desk, places where we literally spend a lot of time and don't necessarily recognize the energetic influence. For example, in our closet, in that combined space, clothes that we wear, some we love, some we don't love, create a frequency and vibration. When we take them on and off, we're holding within that material our own frequency and vibration. Have you ever gone to a psychic or a medium who says, I need a piece of their clothing, their jewelry, their something? It's because our frequency and vibration is held in that. And you have a closet jammed full of that information. And so it's in space and time, which, yes, we can say there is no such thing as space and time, except that as humans, we chose to come here to experience that. That space and time is creating messages, messages, messages. And so our quality of life depends on how clear that message is. And so we spend the most amount of time in any singular place is our bed. We
Yes.
sit, we lay, we sleep in that exact same place. So we want to be clearing our mattresses. That's one of the things I love about Reiki is we learn how to clear energy, to manage our own frequency and vibration.
I have so much stuff around my bed. I have because of that knowledge is very true. I have organite next to my bed. I have crystals like black tourmaline next to my bed. I even have a diffuser that at the push of a button will pump frankincense into my room.
I love that. I love that.
So anything messes with me in the night, I'm just like bloop, and then go back to bed. Yes.
It's almost like having it on a timer that it comes on 4 times throughout the night.
That's a great that would actually work. There's an app for that, so maybe I should do
There's an
that.
app
Just
for that.
really preventive. Make sure it goes off between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., because that's the witching
Right.
hour, you know? Yeah, that's funny because that is one thing that I've noticed recently, about sleep habits. And I also noticed too when I've astral projected because I feel very different a morning after astral projecting than I do when I've had a good night's sleep. Like last night, I told my guides, I was like, I am staying in my body tonight. I am not going out of body. I'm going to feel well rested. And then this morning, I woke up feeling like amazing. I felt very grounded. I felt very rested. And funnily enough, 2 days ago, I had the opposite feeling because I was out of body all night long. And when I woke up, I felt very like out of it, almost like sleep drunk. And I was very ungrounded. And the difference between the two, just spending a few minutes grounding yourself in the morning really made a huge difference for me. In fact, I did some clearings before then, and the guides were like, wow, your energy is really strong and vibrant today. And I was like, thanks. I didn't leave my body last night. Like, like it's amazing. You don't notice how much of a difference in your sleep, too, because we're constantly traveling around. And we bring things back to our bedroom. This is one of the reasons why there's constantly portals in the bedroom that are left open. So every morning I set my intentions to close the portals when I wake up and to also smudge the space or whatever it is, because you never know what you might have been doing the night before when you were out of body.
For sure. And the intention of staying in your body is important because when we sleep, that is metaphysically the time and the space in which we come into alignment. So, our biome, which is our body brain, our heart, which is our soul brain, and our pineal, which is our God brain or our ego brain, actually aligns. And so when those three power centers move into the center of our bioenergetic field, the radiation outside of that is cleansing our spiritual, our mental, our emotional, and our physical bodies. And that's done in a speedy, rapid amount of time. So if your soul is astral planing or your ego is stuck in the past, which is anger, or your ego is projecting way too far into the future, which is anxiety, all parts of you are not there. And so the healing that is required for the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual extension of this human experience isn't being cared for. It isn't being tended to, which is also why daily spiritual practices are essential. Literally, intentfully bringing all of this disassociated energy of your physical body back, of your soul back, of your ego back, and sitting in that specific intention. And for me, that's Reiki.
Reiki is a big one. And I feel that it's one of the best in the mornings too, when you're doing your qigong, to give yourself a bit of Reiki, to refill your cup a little, to bring a bit of energy back from your environment into your space. Because we lose energy. We're constantly leaking energy all day long, whether or not it's in our environment or due to activities or due to even just mental gymnastics that we do. Constantly draining the battery.
We can minimize that drain. In my processes, I teach something called Activate Your Power. And it is literally an activation of heart that builds a bridge to pineal, activating pineal, building a bridge back to heart, creating this upper energetic circuit, but then creating a bridge from heart to biome, a bridge from biome to heart, creating that lower circuit, and then literally driving like you were on a racetrack through that infinity figure eight. And what that does is it clears the blocks to the 7 main chakras. So root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. But it also cleanses and purifies the biofield. So the spiritual biofield, the mental, emotional, and physical biofield. But most importantly, what it does is it creates an innate superhighway. and you become extremely sensitive to your energy bodies. And so in any given moment, within a second, you know the difference between, oh, I was feeling this high, and now I'm feeling this. That minute difference you may think won't matter, except if for 4 months you go from here to here and you don't realize until here that something's wrong or out of alignment. It's going to take effort to get back to that alignment. Whereas if we're doing this daily activation, then we are always sensitive to being out of alignment with our truth.
Those daily activations are really important too, because every day is a fresh new start. So when you set the intention for the day and you ask, what was the question my guides told me to ask? How can I be myself better? Or what was that question? Darn it. I don't remember. Because they told me to write this down. There were two things. They were like, Lara, these are very, very important. And ironically, I haven't even memorized them yet. One of them was what I say at night. I empty myself of mind, body, and spirit of all the energy of this day. I return it back to source with peace and love. So removing the energy of other people that no longer should be attached to you. But they also told me to say, what was it? Higher self. How can I use this day to be myself more? That was the question.
I
How
love
can I
that.
use this day to be myself more?
Yeah.
So how can I embrace my authenticity, I guess, is another way of putting it.
Well, and step into your power, right? In many cases, our day is filled with what other people think, feel, are experiencing, and expect of us. And so we aren't in alignment with, what do I need? Who do I want to be? How am I going to be of enormous benefit? And we need tools, we need resources that support us in that, because we forget quickly when we get pulled into the collective spiral of energy that that's a challenge. It's a challenge to choose you. And those kinds of questions, Laura, they're what keep you rooted in remembering, I have to choose me first so that I am the most powerful and empowered sovereign being, so that I can be of enormous benefit to others.
I love that. How do I refill my cup to make sure I'm not over serving?
Yeah.
Because that is how burnout occurs. And many of us starseeds are privy to burnout because we are constantly, I don't know about you guys, but me, I am always rush, 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 rush. And I asked my guides the other day, I was like, what is taking so long? And I actually spoke with Black Elk. I had a lovely chat with Eliza yesterday, and Black Elk told me that the reason my mediumship is taking so long is because my mind is never quiet. And I thought to myself, wow, never quiet. Like, that is actually true, though. That is accurate. Like, I never stop moving and my mind never gets quiet. So it makes you wonder how much things have been delayed just by being busy. Oh, well, I think I might have lost Traci. Everybody else still here? Yeah? My Wi-Fi being weird? I can't tell. Nothing is moving.
Hi.
Okay. Nope. Now it's back.
I think
And a
you.
whole bunch of comments just popped up. I guess StreamYard is glitching.
Oh.
Yeah. There we go. Now it's back. I just watched 12 comments pop up all at once. A glitch in the matrix. All right. As long as you can hear me.
New timeline. Oh, Bradley, I love you so much. I've never heard Traci speechless before.
That was a glitch in the matrix.
I love that. I love that. I love that so much.
Yeah, how to quiet an overactive mind is something I'm trying to figure out, because even last night when I was trying to do my visualizations, I kept catching myself wandering, and I'm like, hey, get back here, to my thought patterns. Like, no wandering, no ADD brain. We're trying to focus.
Yeah. I'm just pulling your file. here, because I am going to make this a very specific to you lesson.
Aw,
So when
thank
you
you.
did your soul reveal reading, in the soul reveal reading, which is a 50-minute session that I channel your divine assignment, why you came here, how you manifest your reality, who you're meant to collectively work with. And in that divine assignment, your second divine assignment, which is how you're meant to experience your reality, you are masculine energy. This has nothing to do with divine feminine, divine masculine. It has nothing to do with yin and yang.
I've always been a bit of a tomboy. That resonates. Yep.
It's the path that
Yep.
you're supposed to take. And so one of the things that's really important for you to recognize is, as masculine energy, we need to think things through before we feel them. If we go right to feeling them, we create chaos. It also means that you have to move at a quicker pace. You have the ability to speed up time, thoughts, feelings, and experiences. And I watch you do it for other people all the time. Like, I literally watch you do it for
I
others.
definitely do.
But you have to be able to do it for yourself. You're meant to be chasing after people, places, and things. You're meant to be exploring. You're meant to take action. So be very careful when you think or you feel like you have to slow your mind down, because it's your mind that has the ability to go out to a diverse
To be honest,
energetic
half of the
space.
thoughts in my head, I don't need them in there anyway. They're not exact. They're just random. You know what I mean? Like, I'm constantly getting, I don't even know what in my head.
Are
It's
they
always
yours,
random.
though? Are they
That's what I'm wondering.
yours?
I have random songs that pop into my head. I have random thoughts that pop into my head. I have random people that pop into my head. I have all kinds of, my whole day is just pop, 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 pop in my head. Yes.
And so how often do you have time? How often do you make time to quiet your mind? And what particular consistent daily action are you taking?
uh, my 10 minutes that I do, maybe my 5 minutes, I must admit, when I do my morning protections, when I do my clearings.
But
Yeah.
you're working. When
I've
you
had to do that. My guides are like, Laura, your protections are not in place. We can't begin. You know, so it's like they're really, you know.
and I need you to hear me with eye contact. Eye contact, hear me. That is incredibly important, but that is still you working for you, but also for the collective. What 5 minutes, what 10 minutes do you take just for you to unpack all of those things? And here's the important part of it, is that that song that you remember from age 7 that just randomly popped in now at your age, that's jammed under all kinds of other things. We want to start peeling away all of those unnecessarily deposited pieces of information that are clouding the way that we think, that we feel, and how we choose ourselves.
Yes.
And so there has to be that daily, consistent, quiet time that you cleanse and purify your brain, your ego, mind, your heart, and your body. Do you have Reiki, Laura?
I am attuned for Reiki mastership, but I feel that I don't use it as much as I should, so I don't usually call myself a master. But I have been I use it generally all day. I use it for myself. I will Reiki my drink, you know. I will, but I don't generally practice on other people. Reiki is generally more for myself or just from people around me. Although Aiden, whenever he gets an Aina from what we call it in South Africa, in Afrikaans, he's like, "Mommy, Aina," and he wants Reiki when he says that.
Yeah.
So he knows, he can feel it work.
And so even sitting in that for yourself for a few minutes every day, and while you think that that's just for you or just the people you love, as you sit in that and you cleanse and purify your biofield, you are becoming a cleaner, clearer conduit. And so that mediumship expresses maybe not faster, but more powerfully, because you're clear of all of the debris. Think of it as like a radio station. If you're close to the radio station, you can still hear the song, but you get the static because you're not at the right place. And
Yes.
so just keep tuning it. And
I
for
love
me,
that
that's
idea.
what Reiki. Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah,
Yes. And
yeah.
I feel that we're constantly tuning that station. You know what I mean? Like it's very hard to maintain a certain frequency all the time. So we're constantly doing this, and you're getting the static. And literally, as I say that, I get earring ringing in my left ear really loud. That's funny.
That's another thing that I love about Reiki, especially Reiki Shoden, our first degree, is that the radio station is like this minute. But
Yeah.
the more and more that we practice connecting to our precepts, activating the kanji, what happens is that space becomes wider. So I don't have to find this minute little line to tune into because this is what we're tuned into. This is what, and this is all our given right. Like we are gifted this as part of the human experience to be able to connect with universal life force energy, channel that tube of energetic light that surround us, and this gets to become our antenna for a higher frequency and vibration. But if we have the know-how and we're not using it, or we don't have the know-how, then we don't have the daily consistent action. And that's essential. That's important.
It really is. And I feel that many of us are trying to balance out that equilibrium on a daily basis. And
Yeah.
one of the best ways to do that is with Qigong, like it's been recommended in the comments. It is a very good way. And as Daniela said, from the Ayurvedic lens, very active mind is Vata, air energy. Vata energy needs regular tuning many times throughout the day. Qigong is one of the best grounding for Vata practices.
Yeah.
Yes, love that.
What's so important about Qigong in particular, let's call it Qigong for a moment, is that it is the physical manifestation of moving the spiritual energy. You are combining full activation for self. Your physical self, which is your body, and your spiritual self, which is soul and ego, are moving in real time on your timeline through your energetic phasing. And so Qigong is so essential. And I'm not saying that yoga isn't or, other movement practices aren't, but Qigong's purpose is divinely connecting to your energy source and cleansing and purifying it, which makes it essential.
Lovely.
Oh, I love this. Mira says her kids can even draw the kanji, the Reiki characters. Hanshaze Shonen. So for anyone who doesn't know, Hanshaze Shonen is a sacred, energetic frequency and vibration, no space and no time, that is completely pure. And so through that, we can move back into the past to heal pain and suffering. We can move forward to the future to clear space. But in that Hanshaze Shonen, we are all one. Our energy is interconnected, combined, and working together to be of enormous benefit. I love that your kids have that gift.
That's a brilliant thing to teach children as well, to get them into these practices. I mean, you get used to brushing your teeth, right? Every day, right before bed, you're used to it. You go and you brush your teeth. So what's the difference than doing your quick little grounding, quick little meditation? Once you get into it and you get into that, rhythm with it, then it is something that is just as normal and natural as your normal bedtime routine.
Yeah, absolutely. And wouldn't that be, and I can't remember, I think it might be Kim Beekman, but someone called it spiritual hygiene.
Yeah, that's what
We are not doing necessary action. You're not going to go weeks, months, years without brushing your teeth, washing your face, washing your hair. And so why is that not any different? One of my key pieces is, and specifically the container that I want Reiki in for myself and my students, is that it is the healed healer's toolbox. We all came to this planet. And I think we talked about this last time I was on. We are all healers in some way. If you are attracted to Lara, you are attracted to healing yourself, others, the world. You're attracted to seeing the truth. And so in the container of healed healers, you must, and there's no shame in that must, you must first protect yourself. You must first cleanse and purify yourself. You must first decide, capital bolded underline, decide that daily consistent action is important to you and for you, because we have to be the difference. We have to come together in groups like this to be of enormous benefit. And for me, that tool for everyone on this planet, because it's simple and it is available to everyone, is Reiki.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Reiki in all its many forms. And I feel that there are going to be new modalities that come online as the shift intensifies, and to try new things to see what works best for you, because some people may resonate with a different technique more than others.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever the or a technique is, choose one, master it, and create it as your foundation. You stand on that platform and you preach the frequency and vibration of that, and then find other pieces that expand it. But we can't keep going around having 70,000 modalities. Having a piece of paper, doing a Reiki training for 3 hours, that's not Reiki. You haven't even scratched the surface.
What was the statement regarding Reiki? Just for today?
Just for today. Those are the precepts. Just for today, I will to not anger. Just for today, I will to not worry. These are the lowest frequency and vibrations of human capacity. And if we have the will, because we're strong and grounded in our truth, we aren't going to be in those. And so then, just for today, I have the will to be grateful and humble. There is nothing that a grateful mind, a grateful heart cannot heal. But then I will to do my own work honestly. This is where I call out to healers who want to be healed healers. Do your work first, honestly and thoroughly, and then you are of enormous benefit to others. And then finally, just for today, I will to be kindness and compassion with myself and with others. Yusui, the creator or the original disseminator,
yes, Master Yusui,
the disseminator of Reiki, these precepts weren't just an idle poem hanging on the wall. They were a lifestyle. And Reiki Shoden in his time, which is the first degree of Reiki, let's say if there were 1,000 of them, 5 became Okuden, 1 became a Reiki master teacher in his entire lifetime. And so Shoden is the space in which you master self. You wake up every day and you have no anger, you have no worry, you're full of gratitude. You're going to continue to do your work as an enormous benefit to human society, to planet Earth, to cosmic intelligence, and you are going to operate from a state of unconscious competence that is kindness and compassion. And we do that in a 3-hour weekend and get a piece of paper. That's not okay. We deserve better. We are better. And it is time for us to step into a foundation. Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
And so in saying that, I am doing a free masterclass tomorrow night. Yes, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's called Heal. And this healers Reiki, what I want to do first, as soon as we all gather, is I want to put us into an energetic circle, a Reiki circle, where we literally will hold hands metaphysically, and we'll send a healing, especially to our American friends. I'm Canadian. I know Laura is American. You know, it's tumultuous times right now. And as we gather in this Reiki circle and we raise the frequency and vibration, we want to release anger and worry. We want to download gratitude. We want to put each of us on a firm foundation where we're doing our own work honestly, and we want to channel into our heart kindness and compassion. So that free session on Thursday night, we'll start with a Reiki healing circle. You're very welcome to come prepared with names of people you would like to put in the healing center, yourself included. What you would do on a small piece of paper is write the person's first name, last name, date of birth, what they're suffering from, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual. You would have it in front of you, and we will all be channeling energy into that space. Then I want to take a few minutes to talk about what Reiki really is from the perspective of healed healers, of every human being on this planet being capable of healing themselves and others. And then I want to talk about my 5-month intensive Reiki certification called Healed Healers. It's an online container where we dive deep into first degree Reiki Shoden, specifically
the Reiki for everybody. Thank you, Daniela, for having the links ready for me. You're so helpful.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to talk about the Reiki precepts being a way of life for the Shoden. I want to talk about how we use the kanji to create energy. But one of the most important pieces, I think, of this course is learning metaphysical anatomy. Understanding how, through the power of Reiki, we have the ability to affect the muscles, the tissues, the organs, the bones of the human body and raise our frequency and vibration.
Yes, wonderful. I just shared the links for you guys. There's 2 links there, the Self-Awareness Academy or community, .com. And then we also have the Zoom link that you can sign up for. The first link here is for the free Reiki circle on Thursday night. And then there's also the awareness community link, which is for the Healed Healers certification, which begins October 26th. Yeah, a lot going on right now.
I sure do. I hope I'm not pronouncing this wrong. Kale, C-A-E-L, Kale.
Kale,
I hope. Awesome. That is one of the most profound sentences that I have seen all week. And I would like to thank you for sharing that, because that right there is the truth. We have to fine tune our essence into our modality for the efficacy to be present. Take even the word modality out of that and read it again. We have to fine tune our essence into who we are and what we do for the efficacy to be present.
Kale is so eloquent.
That is absolutely stunning, and I am asking permission to use it absolutely as your quote. But that I am almost speechless, because that is the absolute of understanding. We have to fine tune our own essence into our modality, into who we want to be, into who we are. And that's not where we are all at right now. And so how do you do one thing today, just one thing, that your true essence is leaking out And because of that, you are of enormous benefit to others. First, we need to know what our true essence is.
Yes.
And we have to believe that we are worthy of being contagious in that masterful.
Yes.
And then we have to keep on taking care of ourselves. Those are the essence. Those are the components.
That last one is a bit of a doozy for a lot of people because so many of us are putting others first, especially the moms out there. You know who I'm talking to right now. Many of you end up burning out because you're doing too much for others and not enough for yourself. And this is one of the biggest advices that parents in general get, mothers and fathers, I should say, because there is a high level of overactive in your day where you're just running all day long. And then when you get home, you're exhausted, and then you plop down in front of the TV or wherever it is, because that is the space where you can rest. Finally, you've been burning on all cylinders all day long. But then this is the time that you usually have with family too. So it's kind of like something ends up taking the short end of the stick, so to speak. You know, something ends up getting dropped when you're trying to juggle too much. And generally, those things that get dropped is the self-care.
Yeah.
Happens
and the question, as you're saying that, the question I'm hearing from all of those parents is, yeah, but how am I supposed to do this? And Mira Sherman gave us the answer: breathing. Our breath is our soul's energy. And so if you take a couple times throughout the day to recognize your inhale and exhale, that's going to create panic right away.
I'm constantly holding my breath too. That is something I've caught myself doing all the time. I hold my breath. Yeah.
And holding our breath creates fight, flight, freeze. All of the organs go into panic. Oh my God, I'm dying. How many times a day can your organs believe that they're dying? And so our breath is our superpower. Being able to breathe in that the gratitude and the commitment to self and the kindness and compassion, and then just release what we no longer need. The science of breathing gives us everything we need. We inhale the oxygen to create vital life force energy, and we exhale the carbon dioxide to release the toxins. Well, if we're not breathing it in, we aren't cleansing and purifying. And if we aren't breathing it out, we aren't detoxifying. And so if you're in such a state that you don't know how do you even start taking care of yourself, breathe. Freya's teaching us how to do it.
That was so perfect. I thought it was you, Traci.
Thank you. It's not. It's Freya. Well, actually, since she's here, yeah, since she's here, let me introduce her to you because she is very unique. This is Freya. And Freya is a trained therapy dog. She's attuned to Reiki, and she works for me at Traci Trimble, PhD. Her responsibility is detecting anxiety. And so she has a call sign that she gives to me when the patient we're with has anxiety, and she uses her breath to clear anxiety. Angus, who is also here, he's trained to detect anger, and he also uses his breath to release anger. And many of my patients have experienced.
She's so relaxed. She almost feels a little out of body right now. She's like, why'd you wake me up? Oh, bless. So cute.
I woke you up because you were snoring.
It has a mind of its own. Oh, bless her. She's so cute.
And so here's the piece I wanted to make with her as a point is if a dog can be trained and use Reiki, and there is actual evidence and experiences of others receiving healing treatment from these dogs, then anyone on this planet
Oh,
can learn Reiki. And that's my purpose, is to make
I
sure
love
that
it.
as many of us as possible have this foundation of Reiki so that we're of enormous benefit.
Oh, lovely. I'm sorry, I'm totally distracted by how cute Freya is now. It's so cute. Look at that face.
I was hoping she was going to
Oh.
show you her little teethies. She's got these cute little teethies. Thank you.
Oh, bless. She's so adorable.
Yeah, she's so
That's the best
adorable.
Reiki practitioner I could ask for is a loving doggy. Yes.
Yes, imagine in the bricks and mortar office, you're having an anxiety attack, and she really slowly walks over. She puts her paw literally on your heart, and she waits for permission for you to say she can get on your lap, and then she just falls on your lap, like totally fall. It's pretty beautiful.
Yes, cats also love Reiki too. Definitely true. And
Animals love
animals
Reiki.
just in general love it. I gave Reiki to a camel once in Egypt, and that camel was like putty in my hands. The camel loved it.
Yeah.
It was funny too because they're like, "Your camel is so relaxed." It's like, well, yeah, of course it is.
Yeah. Well, and the more
Duh,
relaxed
my
you are,
camel.
the more relaxed you get to be too. So
Horses love it too. Yep.
animals love it. Yeah. Because
Yeah, definitely.
they aren't like us. Their mind doesn't get in the way of receiving, and they naturally sense it.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Again, that's
Oh,
the purpose of Reiki: balance, peacefulness, love.
I'm going to share that one more time for everybody, that Reiki link, because it starts tomorrow, doesn't it? Or is it, well, no, it starts
Yeah,
the,
tomorrow night is the free class, and then the 5-month intensive begins on Saturday with a meet and greet, and then our
perfect. I'm
live.
going to share both links again, just in case so you guys missed the links. There's the first one for the Reiki, and then the second one is for the event that is, there we go. You are so busy, Traci.
I love
I'm
it.
impressed that you can quiet your mind with how much you've got going on. Just
My
goes to
mind is
show how
very quiet.
organized you are.
And I will admit that I've created a life that the first 90 minutes of my day are magical. I don't wake up to an alarm. My body wakes up anywhere between 6:30 and 7:30, and I don't, there's whatever happens is perfect. And then I have a 90-minute process where I drink some water, I do a full Reiki treatment, I balance my chakras, I go into the collective energy and see what other people need, my clients, my patients, my students, my community members. I do that energy medicine treatment on them. I then go through my activate your power process. So I activate my heart, building the bridge to pineal, building the bridge to biome and back to heart. And I sit in that for as long as I need to, whether it's 90 seconds or a half an hour, whatever my experience for that day is going to unfold and requires to support me. And then I do journaling and usually pull an oracle card. And that's my every morning. It's very rare that there is an exception to that. I do have a 20-minute condensed version if I need it. But I'm usually pretty blessed to have that 90-minute start for myself. And it's excessive, but I work with hundreds of people in a week in their generational trauma, and so I need to be in a very grounded, open, and connected space all the time.
Well, you are certainly giving us an example of a healed healer, Traci, and we're so grateful for everything that you do for this community. And so many of us are learning from you every time you come on here, and we're just so grateful.
Thank you. Thank you. I love seeing you. I love having this opportunity to be in your community. I love the community that you've gathered. So thank you for that.
Oh, it's a pleasure. We're all so blessed, you know. And thank you also to Daniela. I'm just gonna highlight another one of her compliments because she's so sweet and wonderful. Traci brings so much knowledge of behind the scenes metaphysics that many traditions don't include. Yes, well said, Daniela. Very true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it.
As always, if you have questions, please reach out, ask your questions. There is nothing, capital bolded underline, nothing that asking a question isn't going to unlock something magical. By simply asking any question, a what, a how, we want to avoid asking why. When we ask why, we're going to get more of that. So why am I so angry? We don't want to ask that. We want to ask, what am I so angry about? But
Yes.
any what question that you have, that you want a metaphysical, a mystical, or healer's perspective on, please ask. That
Daniela's on it today. Look at this. Daniela, you're amazing. There it is. Traci at TraciTrimble.ca if you have any personal questions. And yeah, you also do sessions for people as well, one-on-one sessions.
I do one-on-one energy medicine and psychic surgery sessions. So an energy medicine session is you come with a specific issue. It's not wicked serious, like it's not life-altering serious. And we do healing around it, whether it's talk therapy, Reiki, a little bit of psychic surgery, or if it's a serious issue, we do psychic surgery, which is a lot more time consuming. So it's a 90-minute session that I do remotely, just traveling through your body, removing blocks, leaks, ailments, and then it's a 50-minute integration that we sit together and we work through any remaining pieces. I also do a soul reveal reading, which gives you your divine assignment and your generational trauma pieces. And I often host, on the second and fourth Thursday in Astara, and in my community called Self-Awareness Community, I do metaphysical messages, where we as a group do a body scan. We follow soul and ego to 3 locations in the body. Up to 5 or 6 people share with me those locations, and I tell the messages from their body and how to heal it, and we do group healings and downloads. So that's something that is.
I experienced that myself. It was great. It was wonderful. Yes, loved it. And there's a couple people that are already signing up. Hi, Nadine. Nice to see you, love. So you're going to have some people in your Zoom class already. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I love that.
Perfect. And just to highlight really quick, Jerry made a lovely comment as well. I am so grateful for Traci. Working with her is making a profound difference in my life.
Thank you, Jerry. I love you also. Yes. I'm so grateful that you found me. Just being in your energy is magical. That's Jerry's energy is true teacher energy. Like, you can step closer and you're like, oh, I'm going to learn something. I love that. I love that. Thank you, Jerry. That's awesome.
Wonderful. Perfect. Well, thank you again so much for joining us, Traci. It's always a pleasure to spend some time with you. And thank you to everybody in the comments that has joined us today. We love having each and every one of you join us in the mornings for our chats. So just thank you very much from the bottom of our heart. We're so happy to have this community.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have the most beautiful of days. And if you get the chance, please join us in Reiki Circle on Thursday night.
Cool. Sounds good. Much love, everybody. See you soon. Bye, guys. Thank you.